coverage, community, commitment. This is WSFA 12 News, Today in Alabama.
Remembering Jock Smith, the well-known Tuskegee attorney, will be laid to rest today. We'll have more on that story coming up. But first, good Sunday morning. I'm Tametria Conner. Thanks for joining us for this Sunday special edition of WSFA 12 News Today in Alabama. We'll have that story and more in just a moment, but let's head over to the Doppler 12 Storm Center, Weather Center, where meteorologist Jeff Jumper is tracking your morning forecast. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Tametria. A beautiful start to the day. On the chilly side, though. Tametria.
Thank you, Jeff. One hole at a time. Folks in Elmore County got one step closer to healing. The deadly tornado on April 27th killed 6 people at Myers Mobile Home Park and flattened trees and homes along the way. But now there are new signs of life. WSFA 12 News reporter Judd Davis has more from Eclectic along the road to recovery. Well, in just a few hours, well-known attorney Jock Smith will be laid to rest. Funeral services will be held at 1:30 this afternoon at Alabama State University Don Oliver Acadome. It is open to the public, and if you're planning on attending, doors will open at 11:45 a.m. Friends say he died Sunday from an apparent heart attack. Attorney Smith is well known for his Just Call Jock television commercials. Smith was a senior partner in a law firm founded by Johnny Cochran called Cochran, Cherry, Givens, and Smith. He was 63. WSFA 12 News will be covering those services today, and we'll have more on that story and his memory tonight at 5 and 10. Well, the race to the White House continues as GOP presidential candidates try to win over undecided voters in South Carolina. But first, we'll have, after the break, Jeff Jumper will have your full forecast as Today in Alabama Sunday Special Edition continues right after this.
Followed by a bit of rain, and that's going to be the case again.
Okay, well, thank you so much,
welcome.
Jeff. Good to see you this morning,
You
by the way.
well.
Well, there won't be many Democrats on the ballot for the state Supreme Court race this year. Pelham attorney Harry Lyon signed up as a Democratic candidate for Chief Justice, but no other candidates signed up by Friday's deadline for the other 4 Supreme Court seats and for 6 seats on the courts of civil and criminal appeals. Alabama's primaries this year, both presidential and state, will be held on March 13th. Well, in Decision 2012 news, Republican presidential candidates were in Charleston this weekend trying to win over undecided voters in South Carolina. The College of Charleston hosted a candidate forum where undecided voters were invited to ask most of the questions, but campaigning doesn't stop there.
I want to get jobs for Americans. And by the way, I'm concerned about our poor in this country.
I am probably the most pro-capitalist individual in this state.
Most recent polls put Mitt Romney in the lead in South Carolina, followed by Newt Gingrich. Rick Santorum and Ron Paul tied for third with 16%. Rick Perry was in single digits with 6%, and John Huntsman was in last place with 5%. Well, the stage is set for the showdown in South Carolina, and Newt Gingrich says Mitt Romney can be stopped. In this morning's Meet the Press, Gingrich talked about taking on Romney, even though he's the front runner right now. All GOP candidates are vying for that evangelical vote in South Carolina. Gingrich has attacked Romney's record, and now he's trying to take the top spot for the Republican nomination. 2 former neighbors of Martin Luther King Jr. were in the capital city this weekend signing their book. People lined up at the Dexter Parsonage Museum to meet the authors as they honor the civil rights leader. The book remembering Dr. King not as the face of the movement, but as the man next door. More than 70 years after the start of World War II, some of Hollywood's finest will take to the silver screen in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen, but not before they enjoy a few days in Tuskegee promoting the film and remembering the original airmen's legacy. Sunday church services with the Tuskegee Airmen and some of the actors will be underway in about 15 minutes at the University Chapel on the campus of Tuskegee University. That service starts at 9:30 a.m. and will last until 11 a.m. WSFA 12 News will be covering that service and other festivities throughout the day, and we will have more on that story coming up at 5 and 10. Also, on tomorrow, we will be live at 4, 5, and 6 for the MLK Observance Service at 12:30 p.m., in which some of the original airmen and several actors from the movie will be in attendance, including Elijah Kelly, Terrence Howard, Nate Parker, and Tristan Wilds. Before the service at noon, national radio host and Tuskegee alumnus Tom Joyner will fly over the campus. So a lot of festivities in honor of this upcoming film, Red Tails, which centers around the African-American pilots training program and their struggle to overcome segregation while fighting for America. The film hits theaters January 20th. And in Montgomery, there will be several events planned honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on Monday. AUM will host its 3rd annual MLK Reflections breakfast at 9 a.m. Also on Monday, the Civil Rights Memorial Center in Montgomery offers free admission. The Interpretive Center includes exhibits about the people and events involved in the civil rights movement. There will also be a birthday celebration at Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church at noon, and the annual parade starts at 1:30, going from Katoma Street up to the State Capitol building. To find an event in your community, go to WSFA.com and click on the community link. Well, it's one of the biggest rivalries of the year in SWAC basketball. We're talking about ASU and Alabama A&M. The Lady Hornets fell short, but the guys rebounded for a win. Those highlights are next in sports. Also, SEC matchups proved a big win for Auburn against Ole Miss. That story and more is coming up right after this. Well, that's it for this edition of Today in Alabama, Sunday Special Edition. We'll see you right back here at 5 and 10. Have a good day.